everybody to the last session of today's summer school. What I'm going to do today is to teach you how to localize an App Inventor app. And it's going to be a little bit messy with the source code. One of the code that we will work with is this one. I don't know, maybe if you are a programmer, it might look very easy. But if not, it might be a little bit scary. But don't worry, we are here to help, and we will go very, very slow so you can get to all the stages. So the first thing I will do is introduce the session, and then everything will be like before a hands-on session. And I'll try, as I said, to go very slow so nobody gets lost. The purpose of this, of today's session is to localize. That means translate not only the text but other things into another language. So we will get something from the English one. You already see that one. This one is in Spanish, but I hope there are fonts available for all the languages that you might speak. We will do that. So today you will work first as localization engineers. That will be mostly all the time you will be working as a localization engineer. Then there will be a little part where you will be the translator. You will work a little bit and translate the text that you saw before. And finally, we'll be working as a QA tester. So we will test the application and see if there's any overlapping and if everything works fine. So I will tell you when to put the localization engineer's hat on or the translator as we go. The tools that we will use today, first Notepad++. For those who don't know, Notepad++ is a text editor, but it has a functionality that highlights some of the language codes or the syntax. So you can easily see the code better than in another text editor. And we will use it to explore the source code, because with that we can easily distinguish some of the parts and also to introduce some minor changes. Then we will use SDL Trados Studio. How many here have worked with Trados before? Yeah, okay, so for you this is going to be so far very easy. For the others I will go very slow to all the steps. And we will use Trados Studio to extract the localizable text and also to translate the text. You can use another CAD tool that has the functionality of doing filters, which is Trados, that you can use, well, not today, but at home or with any other CAD tool that has that functionality. And finally, we will use the App Inventor platform that you used before. We will use it to internationalize the code, because App Inventor wasn't designed to have their apps localized. And that means the code is hard, the text is not where it should be. So we will have to internationalize it. I will tell you how to do that. And then we will compile the resulting source code, and we will use it also with the emulator to test our application. If you have your mobile phones with Android, you can also do that QA testing in your own phone. So the workflow of today, first we will explore the application. You are already familiar with it, that will be very easy. Then we will explore the source code. I call it source code, however, it's not the real source code, it's an intermediate source code. I'm calling it source code because App Inventor also calls it source code, but the real one, we have no access to it. Then we will evaluate the different localization strategies based on the code that we have. How can we proceed to localize our content? Then we will extract the text from the other from the code. We will get only the things that we want to translate. We will translate them with Trados. And finally, once it's translated, we will put them back into the code and we will compile it. And finally, we will test the application and see that everything works. So I just said that, as I said before, there will be a lot of source code there, but don't worry, if you have any question, before getting really lost, ask me or Adam. We'll be here to help. So first we are going to explore the application, and I want you to download this application again, or if you haven't modified it, and it's on the same URL. If you have it already, and if you haven't modified, it's fine. You have it all of them? Yeah, the zip file. You haven't modified the zip file at all, or this is still there. Okay? I'm going just to download it myself.
She said if he did not change this, then it's fine. Yeah. LRC set quiz.
Al final, LRC set. You can
So.
What is the secret? You all have that one? Yes. Okay, we are going to rename it because you cannot have the same two applications with the same name in App Inventor. And I want you to keep the one that you modify, so we are going to rename it. So you just rename it here. The one you just click on rename. You can just put 2 for the second session. And now we are going to upload it. So we are going to go to the App Inventor platform. I don't know if you have it. If not, that's the URL, appinventor.mit.edu.
Which one do you want to rename us?
Just put a different name. I just said 2
But
LRC.
which file?
Okay, the LRC quiz.
Alright. So the 3 files in the zip file.
It's the signal file. Rename it orange.
Make a copy of it and rename it.
Rename.
No, just
Are
rename
you
it.
all there in your platform? Yeah? Okay, so we are going to upload the source now. So go to my projects. This is quiz. So I'm going to more actions, upload source. And we're going to choose the one that we just modified in the name. This is LRC quiz 2. So open the blocks editor again, if you haven't done it. Create a new emulator for that one.
You can close the older practical.
Mine just refreshed.
Did it?
Yeah, just
Okay, is it working now for you all? All of you? Yeah?
just
Okay, now for 30 seconds, just have a look at all the text that you think that needs to be localized. Just 30 seconds. I'm going to put an app. Just have a look at the text.
I think this needs comedic effect.
Ten more seconds.
Okay, so open to open.
You see that? I've got this message that says the device cannot access this
You just click open block
Okay. Okay, so can you tell me where's the text? Okay, we can see here there are several places where you can get it. There's up there, that's the title. You also have this localization research center, which is an image. Then we have here the question, also the question itself. We also have here A, B, C, D, this one, and then the buttons. All of that is placed in a different part of the code. So we are going now to try to identify where each of these parts are kept in the code. So now we are going back to the code that you have in your desktop, the one that we just, the LRC quiz 2. Yeah? And we are going to unzip it with 7-zip that you have it there, extract to LRC quiz 2. Okay. And you have now 30 seconds to go inside there and try to find some text.
When does the 30 seconds start?
No.
Oh, wait. Oh, I found it. Windows can't open it. You can't open it. Just open this plus menu. Which is not even stored. Can't open anything.
Okay. How many of you have found some text? Okay. In which file? Screen one. Okay. Okay. Now we are going to go to each of the files, and I will explain you what's inside. Okay. That was just for you to explore by yourself.
I looked at screen one.
Yeah. Yeah, okay.
So, first we have the assets folder, and there's where App Inventor keeps all the media files. So there you will have all your images. If you have to translate any image, you will have to go there and modify. Our sounds that also be kept there. Then we have this folder which is called Android projects, and that's where you have a properties file where you can where all the basic information about how to run the application is kept there. very basic. And then, which is the most important part for us, is the source file. And there we have two files, and I'm going to go through them. One of them is the one that I just photocopied. The other one was like 18 pages, so it wasn't. So we will see it on the screen how that file works. Okay, so we are going now to open the screen1.blk with Notepad++. I will show you how to do it. So you go back to LRC quiz 2. Stop. Before doing anything, we are going to make a backup copy. Okay? Because things we can mess with the code. So we are going to do a backup copy. So you just copy, you just copy your folder with another name. Okay? Just in case we do something. So we are going to open LRC quiz 2. We are going to open the folder called SRC, source. Then you have to get something App Inventor folder. Inside you should have something with your name or your Google ID. Inside you should have something that calls LRC quiz. And then you have the two files. Okay? Is everybody there? Yeah?
The question, is it okay that we're working outside of a zip? They're extracted, right?
Yeah, I started them.
Yeah. Okay.
Is everybody working with the strat? Yeah, fine. Okay, so now we are going to open with Notepad++. If you click on the right button of your mouse, edit with Notepad++. That's the file. As I told you, the good thing about Notepad++ is it can show it with colors. We are going to, but at the moment, Notepad++ doesn't recognize this format. So we are going to help Notepad++. So we are going to tell that the language of this file is XML. So now you can see a little bit more. Okay, so now here we have some part of the text. So I give you now 30 seconds again, and you have to find the text in this file. Okay, and you have to tell me which are the tags that surround that text. Okay, and if you have a pencil, please get the line where those tags are. So I need you to find the text to tell me in which tags they are embedded and the line where they are. Okay. Okay. Has anybody found any? Can you just tell me in which line did you find it?
I didn't.
You didn't. Okay. Anybody has found
257.
257? Yeah, that's the one I have here. Okay. Anybody else has found any other text? Which number? 342. Yeah. 342. Okay. We have another one there. And then the third one. Anybody else? Okay, I want you all to go to the first one they said, that is 257. Okay? Are you all there? 257? Yeah. Okay. So this is one of the questions that you had in your App Inventor app. And if you see closely, they are surrounded by this tag that is called label. Okay? So you might think, okay, it would be nice if we just tell our cat tool just to get that text that is inside label. But they didn't think about localizing it. So we are going just to find other tags called label and see what is in there. So to do that, we just click Ctrl F. Ctrl F. Okay. And we are going just to click label, but with the that is a tag. And before clicking anything, you have here one option that is find all inherent documents. So that's the one we are going to choose. And it's going to give us all the tags that are called label there. And if you see, well, I know this code by heart, but I can tell you that this false is not something that you should translate. That's something in the code. So if you change it, the whole application will be corrupted and will collapse. But we have here labels that actually embeds some text. So here we have a problem that I'm going to tell you how to overcome. So the solution is to internationalize this code inside the programming environment. So our solution that was suggested by Asankar is to put a token on the text that we want to localize. A token is something that is unique for that code. We studied this code and there was no hash symbol at all. So that is going to be our token. Our token is going to be a hash symbol. Okay? And it's in your keyboard here, close to the enter. So now we are going to go to the App Inventor platform, and every text that we find in the blocks editor, we are going to put that symbol. Okay? So we are going now, follow me to the App Inventor again. We have to go to the blocks editor. Have it open. I will give you a clue. There's only 5 pieces of text that need to be internationalized. Here are the questions, so you just have to click there, and before the question we are going to put the hash symbol. We do that for the 3 questions. Down here we have other 2 text strings that we need to localize, to internationalize. It's correct and incorrect. So those 5 pieces of text we need to get a hash before. Have you all did it? Yes? Everybody good? So we click on save. And we go back to our project. Here, save again. And we go to the main project screen, my project. Should be LRC quiz 2. We click on it. And we are going to click on download. Okay? Because this is a new code that we just internationalized. Okay? So download source and create a folder to keep it. Okay. It goes automatically to the download folder. Show in folder. If you show it in folder, you can get it from there. So go to the desktop and create a folder called Localization. And in that folder we are going to keep the code that we just downloaded. Do you all have it there? And CPD? And we're going to open that file again. So we open LRC quiz 2, we go to source, to the file source, App Inventor, your name, LRC quiz 2, and we open the VLK with Notepad++. Are you all there again? Click again in language, XML, just to have a look. And we are going to find our tokens and see if they are in the right position. Control F. And we put a hash symbol and find all in horizontal. You should have. Do you all have the 5 sentences there? No?
I did. We did.
Copy of those when you open it. You open the.
Yeah, just put the and download this app.
Jeżeli dostajesz w innym formacie, to takie tłumaczenie nie jest tak normalne, że Internationalise tłumaczysz wartości tam. Ten, kto pisze, to ci dostarczy.
So now we are going to explore the other file. Okay, now we are going to open the JSON file, the other file that we have. It's in the same one, just the one that is called SCN. Open with Notepad++.
Got this one.
SCN. Okay, and here I'll give you again just 20 seconds, and there's also text, and try to find it. Okay, this is easier. You also have it here if it's easier for you to have a look in the paper. Okay, I'll show you where the text is. So first we have here title. Can you see it there? And after the title we have LRC Sunny Summer. And also here you also have here text. Okay? In this case it's well done because there's nothing that is under title that is not text. And also wherever you have text, this one is always something that is real text, it's not hard code. So we don't have to touch this file at all. Okay? So now I'm going to tell you the strategies that you can have now that we know what is inside the code and where the text is. Which are the strategies that you can have to localize this app. Let me go back to the presentation. So first, we can modify the code in the App Inventor. You might think that would be the easiest option. You just go to App Inventor, see where the text is, and modify it yourself. You can also modify the code in Notepad++, just find the line and change the text, or modify the code in a cartoon, which is what we are going to do, but I'm going to tell you why the other two options are not good ones. The good thing about modifying the code in App Inventor is we have the context. We see, we modify it, and we see where it's located. So that will be a good option. However, in an App Inventor, we don't have the spell checker. So if we make any spelling mistake, it won't highlight them. We don't have any translation memory. So if we have a new version of the app, we will have to do that again. We cannot reuse previous translation. And also it's a monolingual format. So if you haven't finished today and you wanted to do it tomorrow, the rest of it, you cannot see what was behind that. Okay? And the other option is to do it with Notepad++. The good thing about Notepad++, it was very easy to open it and find things. Very, very easy. However, again, we don't have a spell checker there. There's no translation memory, so if we have again a new version of this app, we will have to do it from scratch again. There's again a monolingual format, and the most dangerous thing is there is a big danger of code damage, that you can modify something without noticing, and that will corrupt the whole application. So we are going back to our chosen strategy, that is modify the code in a cartoon. First, it's a bilingual format, so we will always see the English version and the one that we are translating. And then in most of the cartoons you have there a spell checker that can help you. We can have a translation memory, so if we have a new version of the app, we just click on that, and maybe we just have to modify some things. But if nothing major changes, you will have your job done. And also we will protect the code, it's protected. However, we might not have the context there. I think with Alchemy you will have it tomorrow, and they will teach you how to do it with that. And it needs a little bit of localization engineer. That's what we just did with the Internationalise of the code. You just need to modify the code yourself. And we need to do as well some filters. Okay? So it takes a little bit of time to do the filters. It's not straightforward, but once you do it, you have it for any App Inventor application that you want to localize. Okay? So that's what we are going to do now. So, okay, we did this. We are going to open Trados now. But before clicking on Trados, Trados is going to tell you to upgrade. Just say no. Okay? Otherwise you will do trouble.
It just takes ages and ages and ages.
Okay, so it should be in your desktop here, SDL Trados Studio 2009. Let's click on it. Okay, here is where you have to say no. Okay. If it tells you...
Excuse me, you need to set up for the first time.
Okay, so you just click on next and put your name, that's it. Yeah, put your name and click on next.
Since email address, so should I put my fake one?
Yeah.
Fake one.
You can delete that
So
one.
regular expression check, you can put melon at melon.melon.
No, that's fine, that's fine. Good. Don't create any project. Don't do anything created.
Always say no, it's
So we are going to do the filters now. So in order to do a filter in Trados, are you on there? I'll wait for those. Okay, so let's do a filter. We have to do two separate filters because we have two types of files. We have the one that was XML and the other one that was a JSON file. This is the JSON file, this one. So we are going to start with the easiest one, that is this one, the JSON file. Okay? So we go to Tools. Here, Tools. You go to Options. Options. Okay, and here you have, these are the filters that they have for different types of files. I already have here, because I did it before, the ones-
5 types.
5 types. Okay. I'm going to delete these ones. So we have to create 2 new filters. We start with the JSON file, so we click here on New. Are you all there? New? In File Types, here in Options, and you click here in New. Trados allows you to do 3 types of filters. For the JSON file, we are going to work with regular expressions. So we have to click on regular expression here. Are you all there? So click on OK. Okay. So here we have to put the information about this filter. The name, we are going to call it App Inventor SCM, that is the extension of this file, SCM. Okay. We can use the same name for the file type identifier. And then we have to change here file dialog wildcard expression. We have to click on SCM.
Say that again.
Sorry?
Say that again.
SCM. Here. 3 things that you have to change. File type name, file type identifier, and file dialog wildcard expression. 3 things. Are you all there? Okay, so once you are there, we click on Next and Finish. Okay. So now we have just the name of our filter, but we haven't given any rules to that filter. So in order to give the rules, we click on App Inventor SCM here, and here on your left, you will have something called structure patterns. Okay. Can you see it there? So here is where you write the rules to extract the text. The first thing we have to do is to delete the one that is there by default. There is this one. Click on it, and we are going to delete it. So Trados doesn't know this file type, so we have to help it. So we have to tell, but we are going to start with title. So if you see here, title starts with inverted commas. Can you see it here? On your, so we are going to, on the opening pattern, we are going to put the we are looking for title. Okay? Right. Inverted commas, the word title, inverted commas, and then semicolon. Okay. So this is how the text of title starts. And another inverted commas, no? You go there?
No.
So you can guess where it finishes. We finish with another inverted commas. So we put it in closing pattern. So are you understanding why we are doing this? Yes? If you see it on the paper, maybe you understand it better. Yeah? Okay, once we have it there, we click on add, so the rule gets into the filter. And we need another one for the text. And the text again, it's if you can find it here in the middle. It says text. So it's inverted commas, text, inverted commas. And the closing pattern is another inverted comma. So we are telling Trados to go and find something that says inverted commas, text, inverted commas, blah, blah, blah. Get everything that is there until it gets to another inverted commas. Okay? So that's our rule. So with two rules, we already have a filter. We have to click on add. Is anybody lost? No? Okay.
I can't quite read it.
Okay. You can have it in text
Is the title?
and text. You have it here as well. You can have it. I will highlight it. Can you see it here? Yeah, you have here text, that's what should be in the first one, and title is here. Okay, so that's done. We are going for the second filter. We click on OK. And we go back to Tools, Options. We click on File Types. And we click on New. Here, we are going to, it's an XML file, the file that we are going to work with. So we just click on the type of filter, XML. Click on OK. And we have to modify here again the names of the filter. We are going to call it App Inventor DLK. That's the extension of our file. We have the same name for file type identifier. And for the wildcard expression, it's BLK. Now we click on Next. And we have two types of filters that we can do. We can create a filter based on the default settings, or we can create a filter based on our own file. And that's what we are going to do. So it's the second option. Define settings based on this. Okay? So now we are going to browse. And we have to get the one that we kept in the localization folder in your desktop. Go to desktop. Localization. You go to your folder LRC quiz 2, SRC, App Inventor, your name, LRC quiz 2, and you choose PLK. Are you there? Once you get it, you click on Open. And we click on Next. Okay, now Trados allows you to define the properties of each of the elements that it has found. The elements are the tags that you saw before. And the only ones that we want is the ones that were in label. Okay? So we are going to tell Trados not to touch, not to translate the other ones So in order to do that, you just click on the first one, you click on edit, and you click not translatable. So like that, we are telling Trados to protect that code. It's not going to be translatable or offered to the translator. We can do the same for the others. It's going to take a little bit.
Well, the other ones are not. Oh, I can't edit.
Are you all there?
You can't lock select.
Before clicking on next, on label, instead of having that option that is translatable, exception, blah, blah, we are going to click always translatable. Okay, so we go to label, edit, and we click on always translatable. Click OK. We all finished? Yeah? So we click. Sorry for asking. We click on next. And here we have to add the root element. The root element is the first element that you have in an XML file. So we are going to Notepad++ to find it. Okay, so if you haven't closed Notepad++, you should have here the open. If you haven't closed it, or no, if you have closed it, just open the screen .plk. Yeah? So the root element is this one. Okay? So the only thing that you have to type or to select is this. Don't select anything, this symbol, don't select any space, just that. Okay? You can copy and paste it on the other on Trados. If not, I just leave it there so you can type it. I think it's case sensitive, so just write the capital letters where appropriate.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so go to Trados, and where you have root element, you click on add. You just paste it there. Can you see it, or should I put the other one? It's okay. So you click on OK. We click on next, and we finish. So now we already have prepared Trados to recognize our files. So if everything works well, we are going to do a project. We are going to insert our files, and it will be easy to translate them. So now you are going to be the translator. So we are on the translator side. We click on New Project, and the one by default is okay. We click on Next, and you just give a name. LRC Summer 2012. You click on Next. And English is by default the source language, but you have to choose the one that you want as your target language. So I'm going to choose Spanish, and you can choose your own native language or any other language that you want to translate. Once you select that language, you click on Add. It goes to the target. You can have more than one language for a project. Okay, we click on Next.
You have to add,
And here is where we have to add the files. That's what I told you to have the localization file, because now in your computer there's a mix messy things of many LRC keys. So we click on Add Files, and we have to go to Desktop. We click on Localization, LRC Quiz 2, SRC, App Inventor, name, LRC Quiz 2, and we select both of them. To select both, if you click on the Control key, you click on both, and we click on Open. Okay. The second one was recognized, but the first one wasn't. Do you have the same results, or were translator, so maybe I did something wrong. But you can easily change that to change file usage. Click on translatable. There's something wrong with my filter. Okay, I'm going just to continue with this this one. And I will put you to translate, and while you are translating this one that it works for me, I will redo mine. So you just click on Next. Here's where you can create a translation memory. As I tell you, translation memories are good for reusing your own work, and especially with apps that you are getting versions every 2 weeks, they are a really useful tool. You just click on Create, and you click a new file-based translation memory, and you just give a name. And you click on Next. Click on Next. Next, we are going to get all the default settings, so you just can click on Finish if you want. And it's going, the tool is going to create our translation memory. Once it's created, you click on Close, and you click on Next. Here we can add our terminology database. In this case, we are working with very small applications, and we are going to avoid this, but you can do it if you want. We are going to click on Next, and Next, and Finish. Has it worked for all of you? Click on Close. And now you are going to translate. In order to translate, we have to go to the Files option here in Trados. And you have to click first, while I'm trying to fix what was wrong with my filter, just translate the one that is SCM. Okay, so double click on it. And if you're familiar with Trados, here is where you write your translation. Here you will have your source language, and here is the target. I'll give you 2 tricks of Trados, and you can Well, you have it here. It's it's control something, just to go to the next segment and
Control, eh?
if you go to page 26 of the handout, here you have two shortcuts that will help you to translate faster, or to go from one segment to the other. 26.
Finance.
Just start translating and fix the thing.
Yeah, exactly. You're saying cool things. Yeah. No, translate. Cool.
Tak, bezstrasznie, następnie drugiego pierwszy poleci jest tak, to się dzieje od razu. Ale poczekamy aż
Have you managed to translate everything yet? So we are going to open the other one. The other one is going to be trickier. So just go to Files, double click on the other one, and if you see, you have everything that I told you that is not translatable. But we have internationalized our code. So we are going just with 2 clicks, we are going to just show the things that we want to translate. So in order to do that, you go to View here, you go to Toolbars, and you have to have the display filter activated. Okay? Have you all found it? View, Toolbars, display filter. Okay? The display filter is something that comes here that says display containing in source. Okay. No, it's not working for you? Okay. But before just displaying the ones that we want to translate, we are going to copy all the source to target. Okay? So we can all have the ones that we don't want to touch on the target section. So we go here to translation, and we click on copy all source to target. So everything is there. And in our filter, do you remember the token that we use? So we use the hash there, and we click in source. So there are 5 things that you just have to translate. Okay? So translate them and forget about the hash now. Okay? So what I did is I just went here to display all segments containing the hash symbol. You click in source, and all the 5 come here.
Should we still keep the hash tags or
Sorry?
should we on the translation?
No, that's to internationalize, so forget about them in the translation. You don't want to see them in the translation. For those Spaniards here, leverage is aprovechamiento. Pero took me a while to find out that. Do you know how to input your own language? If not, I can tell you how to do it. Does anybody have any problem with it? Well, you don't.
Yeah, I want open to be a cave file. File types in there.
I'm going through this thing again. Yeah, it's not listed. It's not listed for
Mine is there. Parser.
maybe all this can go in.
Yeah. Someone's in there. But still. I'm going to check this box and see what happens. No. It's not recognizing software, so.
No, don't do it from online.
Even though it's in there.
Yeah, I had it there, and now it's not.
There's an XML document.
They just transfer it. Use that sticker, so.
No me lo he pensado mucho.
No sé cómo cambiar esto.
You have to do it again. Yeah. So I think
No, but it's in there. The passwords are there.
okay, create a new project.
Yeah.
Create a new
It's not Melonic.
Have you added the okay, wait, that verification? Validation.
This is like
Okay, here, you didn't put the root elements.
Yeah, black. Yeah, black code. From your
I
experiment.
think
The D2D thing, is it?
Yeah, black code.
Yeah.
This thing. Yeah, yeah, code.
That thing, just that.
Yeah.
wool is
That's all I need.
Yeah, I think so.
not to create a new project.
Yeah,
But right now, there's no clue.
No, I don't think so. It's probably not even. That's weird, because I remember mine.
Have you all translated more or less? Yeah? Okay, so now we are going to finish the project. In order to do that, we go back to project. We click on the project. We click with the right button of your mouse in project. We go to batch task and we click on finalize. Yeah, if you haven't saved, as I didn't, it's going to ask you if you want to save. So we click on yes. I haven't saved the other one. Yes. And it's going to update the main translation memories and it's going to generate our target translation. So we click on next. Next. And we click on finish. Okay, so now we are going to see where those files were created. In Final From, you have to go to Documents, User, LRC Summer Documents. You should go here if you are here in the taskbar. Go here. and you click on Documents, and you should find a folder called SDL Trados Studio. Yeah, in my documents. Can you all see it? SDL Trados Studio. And you have another one that is called Projects. And you should have one with the name of your project. You click on it. And it's going to have a folder with the code of your language. In my case, it's ESES, Spanish from Spain. I don't know which language you chose, but your file should be there. And here you have 4 files. You have the BLK one, that's the file in the original format, the SCM, the file in the original format, and you have other 2. These are in XLIF format. XLIF is the XML localization interchange file format, which is a format in the localization industry that is bilingual and it's used for localized files. Okay, so here, if you open with Notepad++, you will find the target and the source and the targeted. We are not interested in that anymore because we already finished. We just want our target files, which are these and these. The screen1.blk and screen1.cm. We are going to select them, and we are going to click on to copy. And this is the dangerous part. We are going to go to our localization folder. Should be in your desktop. We are not going to work with backup copy because we already have one, but in case, before doing this dangerous operation that is replacing files, you should do a backup copy. We go to the SRC folder, App Inventor, your name, LRC quiz. And here we are going to replace the new files with the old ones. Control P. And it's going to tell you copy and replace, don't copy, but keep both files. First one, copy and replace. So now we already have that. We need a final touch here that is that deals with encoding. Trados changes a little bit the encoding, so we have to put it back into the original one so it can be understood by App Inventor. To do that, and it's only done in this one, ELK. But we are going to do it for both. We are going to open in Notepad++ again, so we click on the right button, edit with Notepad++. Here it says this file has been modified by another program. Do you want to reload it? Yes. We are going to get another one. Yes. Okay. So in order to change the encoding, we go here to encoding. And we click on encode in UTF without code. Here you can also see if your translation is there. If you remember any of the words that you use, you click on Ctrl F. And it will find your translation there. And we are going to change the encoding of the other file as well, just in case something goes wrong. So we open the SCM file with Notepad++. We go again to encoding, and we click on encode in UTF-8 without. We click on save on both files. If you don't save, nothing works. And that's it. Now we are going to compile it and upload it, but the translation part is finished. So now we go back to our localization file. You should be all there. contain the file that you contain. You should be here, okay, with the 3 folders. So now we are going to create a zip file to send to App Inventor. In order to do that, we select the 3 files, we click on the red button, we click on 7-zip, and we click on Add to Archive, here, the first option. And here we have to give a name that is different, and in this case I'm going to call it Spanish, because in my case it's Spanish. You can put your own name. And make sure the format is zip. Once you just have to change those things. Here you put a different name, something related to the language that you have translated into, and then in format it has to be zip. Yeah? You are there? Click OK. So here is the new file that we need to upload now to App Inventor to test it and see if what we have done really works. And this is where you have to cross your fingers, because something, if you have corrupted the code, might not work. So we all go to App Inventor, My Projects, we click on More Actions, and we upload our source. And the file that we have to choose is the one that we just created, the zip one. In my case is LRC quiz Spanish. Click on open. Okay. Is it working for you?
Well, the Turkish characters are not appearing right.
The characters, that's because the font has. Which language are you?
Turkish.
Turkish.
Certain characters.
That's
It's not corruption, it's
yeah.
values.
If you have I suppose the computer that you're working in normally has already support for those characters. This one that we have here doesn't. That's why you have one.
Is it just the 3 folders?
Or also maybe the MIT App Inventor is not developing enough to support all these languages.
But you see, that normally has it's a font problem. Because corruption.
Yeah, you will get a square or
Yeah.
something. Yeah. Sorry about that. Okay, now you can open the block editors and test it and see if everything is in the right place, if it's any overlapping. Here, for example, the question in Spanish takes too much. Well, I just changed one thing, but I might have to resize the text and get something smaller. Okay, well, this is I just modify one word. So just test it for a while and see if everything works in your emulator.
Let's see the zip file.
Okay,
Let's see
let's
the
close it.
translation.
Try to do it. And you will have to restart the program.
When you upload it there.
It's still there because this is in the cloud, so don't worry. But
There's meant to be 3 subfolders.
well,
You did a folder with 3 subfolders. This is 3 subfolders.
Is it this? You're saying I got this.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I don't think it's
Because you're in a zip. I have to redo it.
Ale pięknie.
He already exists. That sounds sexy.
So look at
There was that.
Okay. So do you have any questions or anything? As you have seen, it takes a while to do all the filters and everything, but once you have that filter, you can use it for any language. So it will be worthy if that application is going to get new versions, etc. If you only have for once, maybe it's not worthy doing all these efforts, but depends on the needs of your enterprise or the application you are working with. That's it.